select the pulp, we're going to ferment the beans. If you do not ferment your beans, you can never, ever, ever achieve fine flavored chocolate. Okay? In West Africa and other parts of the cocoa growing region, a lot of farmers don't ferment at all, because all they're doing is producing beans and drying them for the large manufacturers that don't care about quality of flavor and aroma, because the large manufacturers are going to flavor it themselves, so they can sort of keep a consistency. Okay? We ferment our beans 7 days, and not only do we ferment it 7 days, but we have a meticulous process in the sense of how we build the box out of wood and how we rotate our beans throughout that 7 days to achieve the quality of flavor and aroma and consistency that we're striving for every single time. Okay? Once the beans have been fermented, then we dry our beans. Okay? Typical farmers will take their beans and dry it on concrete floor and allow the sun to hit it directly. We don't do that for numerous reasons. First and foremost, on concrete floor, the beans never get to really dry perfectly. They dry on the perimeter, but not in the interior. And what happens is when you end up shipping the beans, by the time it gets to the manufacturer, the beans have mold in it. Okay? So we eliminate that by drying our beans, as you saw in the video, inside of what we call a dryer that's sort of like a nursery, has a wooden bed inside, and we lay our beans on wooden beds and we allow them to dry, not by direct heat, but by sort of like a convection. Okay? Now, once the beans are dry, after they take it off the table, they go through a process of cleaning the beans. And we talk about cleaning the beans, we don't talk about adding water to them. We talk about sifting through them, making sure that any of the, what we call the placenta. The placenta is the middle part of the cocoa pod, but when you slice it open, the placenta is what's holding all the beans. So once you take the beans off of the placenta, it leaves just the placenta alone. Okay? Now, the placenta is something that you can actually utilize and make what we call a sweet treat. And what you do, you boil it, you add sugar, you add honey, and it actually turned out to be an unbelievable treat. Okay? Most people just throw away the placenta. Okay? So, once we sift through them, remove some of the placenta material and also some of the flat beans, then now we have what we call the quality beans that make its way to our factory here in Gaithersburg, Maryland. So, once the beans arrive, the first thing that we do is we roast our beans. Okay? Typical manufacturers use what we call a coffee roaster. Okay, coffee roasters are these nice big drums. They throw them in there, they set that temperature, and it basically blasts the cocoa beans. Unlike coffee beans, cocoa beans are extremely delicate. Okay, they don't have a thick, what we call mass like coffee. They're actually more delicate than coffee. So when you use coffee roasters to roast cocoa beans, you end up killing the aroma and you end up killing the flavor. Okay? So what we perfected when we started our business, and as we were going through the exploratory phases for the course of about 2 years, we started to buy small laboratory equipment to help us understand the manufacturing process. And one of those equipment was this coffee bean roaster. This is really made for home use. Okay? But why I like this is that it's unlike your commercial coffee roasters. This here has a nice small braided drum that allows us to roast our beans at a very low temperature. Okay? So we can roast anywhere from 1 pound to 2 pounds at a time. And this is how we started in the basement of our home. Okay? These here are called melangers. And these melangers are used to then take the beans after you pre-grind them to then make something that we call a chocolate liqueur, and then it's added into this, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So, at this point in time, I continue to use this as part of my laboratory and exploratory of my genetic research of my farm and taking beans from its genome to chocolate. Okay? So, Our roaster that we use is right behind you, and you might be familiar with that type of roaster. It's actually not a cocoa roaster. It's actually a chicken rotisserie machine, okay? So what we had to do was we had to find a way to mimic this roaster that way, okay? So what we did, we bought a chicken rotisserie, a commercial chicken rotisserie machine, and we ended up taking the sprockets out, okay? And we took the sprockets to a manufacturer, a metal manufacturer, sheet metal manufacturer. And what he ended up doing was he created a drum for us that we were able to reassemble and now use it similar to what we use in our laboratory machine. The beauty about this is that we can really control temperature and we can control time. So once we roast our beans, after the roast, it is critical to cool the beans quickly. So we do that with this nice commercial fan. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this up and we're gonna put the fan in front of it. No, you're fine there. We'll put the fan in front of it, we'll close it up a little bit so that it just blows air into it, and then you sort of position it so it blows in and out, okay? And that allows us